Good evening, America. It's 8:31 p.m. on the East Coast, a historic moment in the American history as for the first time in a general election debate stage, the incumbent president will face a former president. The face-off between President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump starts right now.
This, a Capital Politics special.
Here's the simple truth. You can't love your country only when you win.
It doesn't matter whether you're black or brown or white or whatever the hell color you are. It doesn't matter. We are all Americans.
From Capital Politics, America Votes, Campaign 24. Biden versus Trump, the face-off. Now reporting Chief Anchor, Ethan Vargas.
Good evening and welcome to Capital Politics Primetime Special Biden versus Trump, the face off. This is a chance for both candidates to lay out their visions for the American people and convince them that they are the right choice to lead the nation. It's going to be a battle of ideas and ideologies. In the US presidential election, the matchup between President Biden and former President Donald Trump sets the tone for the seven. The six rematch that precede the seven are as follows. Alright, here are the six rematch. Oops, I'm so sorry. Six presidential rematch. So we have, right, we're having these technical problems. Alright, we have John Adams versus Thomas Jefferson. Alright, well, it's not working, but we have John Adams and Thomas Jefferson in 1796 and 1800. John Quincy Adams versus Andrew Jackson in 1824 and 1828. Martin Van Buren versus William Henry Harrison in 1836 and 1840. Grover Cleveland versus Benjamin Harrison in 1888 and 1892. We also have William McKinley in 1896 and 1900. And lastly, the Dwight Eisenhower Adlai Stevenson race that was in 1952 and in 1956. Okay, now, as we've said, tonight's debate is the scheduled presidential debate or debates by the Nonpartisan Commission on Presidential Debates has been cancelled. CNN is hosting, there you go, the faces of the six rematches in the history of the United States. As you said, the presidential debates by the Nonpartisan Commission, scheduled by the Nonpartisan Commission on Presidential Debates, has been cancelled. There you go. And tonight's debate will be hosted by CNN. All right. And it will be moderated by CNN's lead Washington anchor and host of the State of the Union and the lead, Jake Tapper, as well as Dana Bash, co-host of State of the Union and host of Inside Politics. One of the questions tonight may be why are we having the debate so early? Like we're just 4 months before the election, and it will be held in a TV news studio. Here's a backtrack of the events that happened before this day. On the 15th of May, 1 month ago, the Biden campaign invited Trump to two alternative debates, each in a TV news studio with no audience, to be held in June and September instead of participating in the CPD hosted debates. CNN offered to host the first on June 27 and ABC offered to host the second Both offers were accepted by the Trump or by Biden and Trump. But Trump announced that he had agreed for a proposed third debate hosted by Fox News and fourth to be hosted by NBC News and Telemundo respectively. Biden camp already ruled out of a possibility of third and fourth presidential debates, saying by the Biden campaign manager Jen O'Malley Dillon, quote, President Biden made his terms clear for two one-on-one debates, and Donald Trump accepted those terms. No more games, no more chaos, no more debate about debates. We'll see Donald Trump on June 27 in Atlanta if he shows up. As I've said, this is the first debate of the election cycle. On September 10th, as announced, ABC News will host the second presidential debate. It will be moderated by ABC World News Tonight anchor David Muir and ABC News Live Prime anchor Lindsay Davis. Meanwhile, independent candidate Robert Kennedy Jr. claimed that Biden and Trump were colluding him or to keep him out of TV debates, saying, quote, because they are afraid I would win. His campaign already filed a complaint to the Federal Election Commission arguing that since Biden and Trump are officially nominated by their parties, they don't qualify for ballot access. Actually, if you look at the uh, qualification or the criteria to be in the debate stage, here's the criteria need or given by CNN to appear in the debate stage. All right, for a while. All right. So first is be constitutional eligible to hold the presidency, filed with the Federal Election Commission, appear on a sufficient number of ballots to have a mathematical possibility of winning a majority vote in the Electoral College, which is 270, agree to the rules of the debate, have a levels of support of at least 15% of the national electorate as determined by four national public opinion polling organizations selected by CNN, with such polls dating from March 13 to June 2024. All right. And as announced, Capital Politics will simulcast the first presidential debate, which will be moderated by Jake Tapper and Dana Bash, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern here on Cap. Exciting night for me, for all of us here. Let's go back first to some history talk about the presidential debate. Usually, or although the 1960 general election debate between John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon is frequently cited as the first televised, there were two presidential debates came before it. The first was in May 21, 1956, when an ABC affiliate in Miami broadcast a Democratic primary debate between allies Stevenson and Estes Kefauver. In the general election that year, Stevenson and incumbent President Dwight Eisenhower used surrogates in a televised debate on November 4, 1956. They were represented by former First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt and Senator Margaret Chase Smith. I was reading here the history of presidential debates from Ballotpedia. We are just minutes away from the first debate. This is Capital Politics coverage of the Biden-Trump face-off. We'll be right back.
I'm not going to answer the question
Why wouldn't you answer that question?
the question
You
is,
put a lot of
the
new
question
Supreme Court
is,
justice,
the
radical
question-
left.
Will you
Who
shut
is your,
up, man?
listen,
Well, that's one of the key moments of the 2021st presidential debate. It was the moment when then former President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump then President Trump was asked about the Supreme Court vacancy. Welcome back to Capital Politics special coverage of Biden versus Trump, the face-off. A vice presidential debate has been handed out to the Trump and Biden campaigns, or has been read out to Trump and Biden campaigns. Well, the Trump campaign official told Politico that were aware of the invitation but had not yet made the decision. Vice President Kamala Harris confirmed through the Biden campaign that she will attend the vice presidential debate on CBS. In a statement from CBS News said that, all right, in their statement, CBS News confirms that the Biden campaign has accepted to offer our hosts or to host a vice presidential debate. CBS News has extended the same offer to the Trump campaign. While, however, the Fox News offered to host the vice presidential debate in uh, at Virginia State University, the same university that's supposed to host the CPD vice presidential debate, was accepted by the Trump campaign in their statement on behalf of the future Vice President of the United States, who I have not yet chosen, we hereby accept the Fox Vice Presidential debate. I urge Vice President Kamala Harris to agree to this. That's an excerpt from the Trump campaign statement, particularly former President Donald Trump. Fox News anchor Brett Baer stated that the network had issued a request to hold a vice presidential debate on July 23rd and August 13th are after both party conventions. The Republican convention is in July 15 to 18, while the Democrats will be on August 19 to 22. The Biden campaign said it had agreed to a vice presidential debate hosted by CBS News either also July 23 or August 13, as I've said. Sources confirmed to Capital Politics that former President Trump has chosen a vice presidential pick. I think this was confirmed to us by Friday last week. It was June 21 or 22, and is expected to attend the debate tonight. Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio, oh, there you go, the proposed dates for a VP debate. So we have Senator uh, Marco Rubio from Florida, Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio, and Governor Doug Burgum of North Dakota were the three finalists, according to an NBC News story on June 21. So we still don't have a date on that possible Harris versus VP debate. Actually, if former President Donald Trump pick a woman as his running mate, it will be historic, another historic election in the history of the election of the United States, because it's the first time in the American history a vice president of two political parties will be a woman. Because I think the women who has picked there are only three women who have been nominated to be vice presidential. That was the first one was Geraldine Ferraro in 1984, then Sarah Palin in 2008, and now Vice President Kamala Harris. We're still waiting for the first presidential debate of this election cycle. Actually, it's an exciting night for this presidential debate. Once again, we'll be right back. This is Capital Politics special coverage. As the candidates prepare to take the stage, make sure you tune in to stay informed. We'll be right back to this Capital Politics special, America Votes Campaign 24, Biden versus Trump, to face off.
I will not make age an issue of this campaign. I am not going to exploit, for political purposes, my opponent's youth and inexperience.
That's another key moment of the presidential debates in 1984, where then President Ronald Reagan was asked at the age of 73 if he's too old to be president, and his response, "My opponent's youth and inexperience," was that the line that became a really a no showstopper, I guess, or a one-liners from the president. Welcome back to Capital Politics Special, Biden versus Trump, the face-off. CNN has laid out its rules for the debate tonight. Actually, we don't know if this is all the rules, but we'll explain. I'll explain it to you and read it one by one. First, there will be commercial breaks. It will be the first time for general election debates that the general election debates will have advertisements. Each break will run for 3 minutes 30 seconds. Campaign staff are prohibited to interact with the candidates during the break. Networks are free to use the break to air their own ads promos but cannot be used to insert commentary, analysis, or coverage. Second, no opening statement. Unlike the previous debate, candidates will not have any opening statement. But at the conclusion, candidates will have closing statements. President Biden will be the first to deliver, while former President Donald Trump will have the last word. Uh, the debate will begin with a question. Candidates will have 2 minutes to respond. Additional time will be given at the discretion of the moderators. Um, so here's the timetable. Question goes to candidate A, 2 minutes to answer. Response for candidate B, 1 minute, and also for candidate A, 1 minute. Muted microphones, no notes. Both Biden and Trump will stand at identical podiums. Biden will stand on the right lectern, Trump on the left. Both podiums are 8 feet apart. Microphones will be muted all throughout the debate except when the candidate will speak after a given question or rebuttal. Each candidate will have a pen, pad of paper, and a bottle of water. Props or pre-written notes is not allowed. Moderators are permitted to use all tools at their disposal to enforce timing and ensure a civilized discussion, according to the network, quote unquote. And lastly, no live audience has stated the debate will be held in a TV news studio. There will be no live audience in the debate. Actually, I wanna before we go on another break, I wanna talk about that podium actually because it's interesting to see what the positions of the candidates during the debates. In 1956, the surrogates, uh, first Lady Eleanor Roosevelt, surrogate for LIC, Governor LIC was on the left. Actually, that was not podium. It's a just a table. For First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt was on the left. Senator Margaret Chase Smith was on the right. In 1961 and second presidential debate, Senator John Kennedy was on the left. Vice President Richard Nixon was on the right. In the third presidential debate, they were both in different locations, so they were placed in a split screen. Vice President Richard Nixon from Los Angeles was on the left, and Senator John Kennedy from New York was on the right. Uh, from is where they Alright, we are just 132 days before the debate, and Capital Politics will be with you to guide you all throughout this campaign. For more election news and updates, visit Capital Politics X, YouTube, Instagram, and Threads account. We also have a website. Visit www.capitalpolitics or sorry www.sites.google com/view/capital politics. And that's a wrap. The Capital Politics post debate analysis will begin at 10:45 Eastern Time. Join us as we witness democracy in action. I'm Eden Wise, reporter from Manila. The big event is about to start, so stay still. Let's get set to see history in the making.